It was 11:30 at night in an old neighborhood of Lahore. Four friends sat on a rooftop, Ali, Bilal, Sadiq, and Ahsan. Each had a cup of tea in hand, talking about courage as usual. Bilal smirked. Ali, you always brag about being brave. Then prove it! Spend one night in the graveyard. If you survive till morning, we'll call you a real man. Everyone laughed. Ali took a sip of tea, smiled, and said, That's it? Fine, I'm in. Sadiq looked surprised. You're actually going? Ali shrugged. Why not? What's there to fear? It's just a graveyard, not a monster. Bilal immediately pulled out his phone and started recording. Here's Ali, the fearless one, who's going to spend the night in a graveyard. If he comes back alive tomorrow morning, we'll call him our hero. Laughter echoed across the rooftop. But behind those laughs, there was a faint chill of fear. Ali looked confident, but deep down, a small spark of unease had already begun to burn. By 12:30 a.m., Ali packed his bag, a flashlight, a bottle of water, and a small blanket. Bilal shook his hand and said, Remember, I will pick you up at 5 a.m. If you're still alive, breakfast is on us. They all laughed again. But the air around them had turned strangely cold and heavy. Ali started walking towards the graveyard. The streets were silent. In the distance, dogs barked, and electric wires buzzed softly. Tick, tick. At the graveyard gate, he turned on his flashlight. The rusted iron gate creaked open, like a sleeping corpse had just opened its eyes. Inside was nothing but darkness. The trees cast long, twisted shadows over the graves, as if black hands were reaching out to grab anyone who dared to enter. Ali took a deep breath. Just a few hours. Then it'll be morning. I'll be fine. He sat down near an old tombstone. His shadow stretched behind him, long and crooked in the torchlight. The air smelled of wet earth and something else. Something off. He pulled out his phone and started recording. Hey guys, I'm inside the graveyard right now. It's totally silent here. Nothing weird so far. But if something happens, you'll see it on this video. Just then, a faint kuff came from a distance. Ali froze. He pointed his flashlight to the right. Nothing. Then to the left, a flickering shadow moved across a grave. He blinked. The shadow was gone. It's just my imagination, he whispered. Time passed. 1 a.m., then 2 a.m. Ali wrapped himself in the blanket and lay down. The moon hid behind clouds. Now only the sound of crickets filled the air, and sometimes the soft flutter of wings from a distant tree. Then suddenly, tuk tuk, a knocking sound, coming from inside a grave. Ali sat up, heart pounding. He leaned closer. The sound grew louder, like someone was knocking from beneath the ground. Who's there? He shouted. No answer, just silence. Then, a deep, rough voice echoed from inside the grave. There's one more empty place. Come in. Ali froze. Every muscle in his body turned cold. He stumbled backward, slipped, and fell over another grave. His flashlight rolled away, its beam landing on the soil that was now moving on its own, as if something was trying to dig its way out. Ali screamed and ran. Behind him, that same voice called out again. Stop! Your place is waiting! He reached the gate and pushed, but it wouldn't open. He banged on it again and again. The darkness around him thickened. From every direction, faint whispers rose, dozens of voices calling from under the ground. Ali! It was a woman's voice this time. He turned around. A figure dressed in white stood a few steps away. Her face was hidden in shadow. Ali's lips trembled. Who are you? The woman slowly lifted her head, and where her eyes should have been, there was only black void. Ali screamed and pounded the gate. Someone! Open the door. Suddenly the gate swung open. He ran out, but when he looked around, there was no street. Only graves, in the same graveyard. I just came out. How? he whispered, shaking. Then a hand touched his shoulder. He turned. Bilal, Sadiq, and Ahsan were standing there. Wow, Ali, you did it, man. You survived. Ali gasped with relief. How did you guys get here? Bilal smiled. Just thought we'd check. See if you're still alive. They laughed together and started walking out. But as they walked, Ali noticed something strange. Only our 3 sets of footsteps Migor echoed behind them. One was missing. Hey, where's Ahsan? Ali asked. Bilal looked confused. Ahsan? Who's that? Our friend. He's right here with you. Bilal's smile faded. Ali, there are only 2 of us. Ali's flashlight slipped from his hand. Its beam hit the ground. Working a 4th set of footprints reappeared in the dust. But no one was making them. Ali slowly turned around, back toward the graveyard. The woman in white was still standing there, smiling. Let's go, Ali, Bilal said quietly. It's almost dawn. Ali lowered his head and followed. But a few steps later, Bilal turned to say something. And Ali was gone. Only footprints remained, leading back into the graveyard. Morning came. The sun rose over the old cemetery. Bilal and Sadiq came back, calling Ali's name. Where Ali had sat last night, there was now a new grave. On its stone were carved the words, "This place is no longer empty." Bilal's hands shook as he pulled out his phone. He opened the video Ali had sent them during the night. Ali's smiling face appeared on screen. I'm in the graveyard, guys. It's fine here. Just silence. Then the video began to shake. A voice whispered behind him. The same deep growling voice. There's one more empty place. Come in. The screen turned black. The video ended. Bilal lowered the phone and turned to leave. Behind him, the wind whispered again through the graves. There's one more empty place.